Hello everyone, this vlog will look at the three marketing theories in the case of Apple Incorporation. The three marketing theories are short summary, marketing mix and Porter's 5 forces model. Let us begin with a company background. Apple Incorporation or Apple is an American multinational technological company which is headquartered in Cupertino, California. Apple designs, manufactures and markets mobile communication and media devices, personal computers and portable digital music players. It also sells different related software, services, accessories, networking solutions, and third-party digital content and applications. The company operates its business operations in the US, Europe, and Asia Pacific. Now let's start with the first theory called SWOT summary. SWOT summary is an effective framework for identifying the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of an organization or project, and it is used to evaluate a company's competitive position and to develop strategic planning. It also evaluates the internal elements that are strengths and weaknesses and the external elements that are opportunities and threats in an organization's environment. The internal analysis is used to detect resources, capabilities, core competencies, and competitive advantages which are essential to the organization. The external analysis determines market opportunities and threats by looking at competitors, the industry, and general environment. Now, in this case, Apple was able to develop non-replicable and sustainable competitive advantages. However, working in complicated and challenging environment could have a negative effect on the market shares and growth rates of Apple. Thus, applying this theory, Apple should also create their SWOT summary as it enables company to discover opportunities for success which were not identified initially or to focus on threats before they become overly difficult. The following is a brief on SWOT summary of Apple. First, strengths. First, distribution channels. Apple uses both direct and indirect distribution channels to meet its customer expectations effectively. The company markets its products directly to consumers and small and mid-sized businesses through its retail and online stores or by direct sales force. Apple also adopts different indirect distribution channels such as third-party cellular network carriers, wholesalers, and retailers. For example, in financial year 2018, its direct and indirect distribution channels contributed around 29% and 71% respectively of the company's sales. Second, technological innovation. Apple continues to target on innovation to strengthen its R&D capabilities, which empower it to remain at focus point of its respective business and comprehend its offering in a highly competitive market. For example, in financial year 2018, it spent US dollar around 40 to 36 million on R&D, which as a percentage of sales stood at 5.4%. Now, weaknesses. First, legal proceedings. Latest legal proceedings started against the company could disturb its perspective of ease of doing business. For example, in December 2018, a Chinese court imposed a ban on the marketing of different Apple iPhone models in China. This ban could destroy the company's smartphone business as China is its third largest revenue generating market. Second, high dependence on iPhone and iPad product lines. Apple's revenue and growth are largely dependent on iPhone and iPad product lines. Though these product lines have been growth drivers of company, but any future decline in growth rate could affect company's performance. Now, opportunities. First, exploring artificial intelligence technology. Apple seems to be beneficial from the impressive drive of adoption of artificial intelligence in its various smartphones. Apple's artificial intelligence-enabled app called Apple Siri, which decodes commands from users automatically and performs operation accordingly. Second, focus on services sector to lessen reliance on iPhone product line. Apple continues to develop its services to obtain growth from more sources and lessen dependence on the iPhone business. For example, in September 2018, Apple acquired Shazam, which is an online music provider company. This acquisition could lead Apple's customer to listen different songs without advertisements and interruptions. Last, threats. First, intensifying rivalry. In a highly competitive global market, Apple's competition is revealed by high price cutting and low pressure on gross margins and many more. Many of Apple's competitors seek to compete by aggressive pricing and very low cost structures. For example, Competitors selling Windows-based PCs such as Samsung, IBM, HP, Dell, and so on have cut prices and lowered product margins. Second, foreign exchange risk. The company reports its financial in the US dollar and its revenue is open to the volatility of the US dollar against other foreign currencies. For example, in financial year 2018, the company suffered loss of US dollar 525 millions from foreign currency translation in contrast to the gain of US dollar 224 million in financial year 2017 and US dollar 75 million in financial year 2016. Let's move on to the second theory, that is marketing mix. The marketing mix refers to the set of actions that a company uses to promote its brand or product in the market. The 4 P's of marketing mix refers to price, product, promotion, and place. Currently, the marketing mix increasingly includes several other P's like people, process, and physical evidence. All the components of the marketing mix influence each other. They set up the business plan for an organization, and if it is followed right, can result in great success. But if failed, then business could take years to recover. Now, the marketing mix are described as follows. First is product. It states that the product should achieve the task consumers want it for. Second is place. This states that the product should be available from where target consumer find it easiest to shop. Third is price, which means that the product should always be seen as representing good value for money. Fourth is promotion. It refers to advertising, PR, sales promotion, social media are all key communication tools for an organization. Next comes people, which tells that having the right people is essential because business is the people and people are the business. Six is processes, which refers to the delivery of service the customer looks for. Last is physical evidence, which states almost all service includes some physical elements even if the bulk of what the consumer is paying for is intangible. Now, let's focus on our company. Apple Incorporation's marketing mix refers to how the company matches its business activities to the conditions of the global market for information technology, consumer electronics, and online services. In the case of Apple, the marketing mix is definite to the technological nature of their business. For example, organization's marketing mix incorporates multinational operations in the IT market, the internet service market, and the digital content distribution market. Such diversity in operations leads Apple Incorporation in competition with a variety of firms such as Google, Amazon, Samsung, IBM, Intel, and many more. As a result, Apple has marketing mix that comprise of different strategies and tactics that correspond to the approaches of these other firms. Now let's see Apple's marketing mix concept in brief. First is product. Apple products are designed to be very simple, efficient, safe, and with a classic design which attract people easily. Apple's range of products include iPhone 11, Apple Music, iCloud, and many more. Second, moving on to the price. Apple applies a premium pricing strategy as they believe their products are an aspirational item and not a utility. They also apply geographical pricing strategy due to the differences in exchange rates. Next comes place. The specialty of Apple stores is their architecture and their interior designs. They use materials like glass, wood, modest furniture, light colors, and a lot of different lights in order to highlight their technologies and products. Then comes promotion. Apple always focuses on updating and improving their smartphones technology and features. They also continue to develop and modify their advertising campaigns. Apple also promotes on social media, online channels, and billboards. Let us look at physical evidence. The Apple logo is one of the most easily recognized logo across the world. Also, Apple products are very identifiable by their design, as it is easily seen in their well-designed product and technologies. Getting into process. Apple wishes to sell their best experience in their physical stores, on websites, applications, and even on social media. For example, at the Apple support website, users can explore wide variety of support options, schedule repair services, and connect with the Apple community from all across the world. Last but not the least, people. At the Apple stores, the staff members are kind, supportive, and passionate about the brand. They welcome their customers with a smile and assist them with their queries. The third and last theory is Porter's five forces model. Five forces analysis is a model developed by Michael Porter that helps in analyzing the competition level within the industry. As per this model, competitiveness depends on five basic forces that are described as below. First, threats of new entrants. New entrants in an organization brings new capacity and wish to gain market share. The seriousness of threat depends on the obstacles to enter a particular industry. The higher the obstacle to enter for new entrants, the smaller the threat for current company. Second, rivalry among existing competitors. This force is regarding the number of competitors and about their diversity. The greater the number of competitors along with the number of equivalent products and services they provide, the lower will be the power of company. Third, threat of substitute products. In this, substitute goods or services that can be used in place of organization's common products or services leads to major threat, as customers will get an opportunity to switch to alternatives which will decrease the company's power. Fourth, bargaining power of suppliers. This force addresses how much control and power the suppliers has regarding the price or to reduce the quality of purchased goods or services, which in return leads to lower an organization's profitability potential. Fifth, bargaining power of buyers. This force is impacted by how many buyers an organization has, how critical each buyer is, and how much it would cost them to find new customers or market for its output. Let's look at the five forces model in the case of Apple. First comes the threats of new entrants, which states that the threats of new entrants competitor in case of Apple is low, as it focuses on niche market, that is high income consumers, which makes it difficult for the new entrants to take its market share, especially when Apple iPhone only need $100 million investment. Then comes the second, rivalry among existing competitors, which states that Apple Incorporation leads in case of tech-based product as it sells hardware and software, which makes a difficult situation for Apple to compete globally. Apple products are very different to competitor products. Then comes the third, threats of new substitute products, which states that the force from substitute products in case of Apple is very high moderate. As for almost every product of Apple, there is an alternative present. For example, iPad is substitute of Samsung Tab, but there is a product of Apple which does not have near substitute is Apple OS. Then comes the fourth, which is bargaining power of suppliers, which reveals that due to Apple's unique capability to manufacture product, their suppliers' bargaining power is moderate. Whereas Apple has a diversified number of suppliers. They are not manufacturing their all products from a particular supplier and particular place. This is because Apple do purchase in high quantity, which gives them greater purchasing power. Then comes the last, which is bargaining power of buyers. In this, the force of competition from buyers' bargaining power is strong to Apple, as it is one of the worldwide tech company. Buyers have many options in the electronic products from different brands. For example, in case of software area, buyers can buy the application from Google or Microsoft. This vlog concludes with practical implications from my findings for Apple Incorporation, which are stated below. In case of short summary, for weaknesses, Apple should not be highly dependent on particular product lines, as it can lead to business risks and can have a material adverse effect on the company's growth prospects. And for threat, Apple should focus on improving the Mac platform so as to maintain its perceived functional and design advantages. In case of marketing mix, for price and product element, when Apple launches their new product, it looks almost the same as their previous model. They should introduce new products with better looks, design and software so that customers can get value for their money. Last, in case of five forces analysis, for the threats of new entrants, Apple should not ignore the new entrants like Huawei with low cost in the market, as in the long run, new entrants are able to take back the market share from Apple Incorporation in the emerging market like China. For the rivalry among existing competitors, rather than focusing more onto the intense competitive environment, Apple should increase its investment more in mobile, computer and software. At last, I hope this video also demonstrated how marketing theories can be used as tools to develop marketing strategy for diverse companies with multiple markets.